point, so you can borrow my skill if you may. So this is the house you're building. We've fleshed it out. Iko na madirisha, it has everything that it needs, right? Whose house is this? Not mine. But anyway, see, can everyone see this board, the flip chart? You good? Yeah. So we're building a house. Now I want us to build this house by dividing it. When we talk of divide and conquer, we're talking about what does this house need? What do we need for the house? What else? What else do we need? Nails. Sorry? You said? Money. Yes, you need money. What else do you need? Steel. Land. We need an engineer. What else do we need? You guys over here, you raised your hand. What do you need to build a house? Okay, so money is the most important. What else do you think we need for the house? You need time. You need time, right? Do you need energy? We need energy. We need fuel. What else do you need? What else do we need? So we see all these things. So we're trying to divide the goal. We're trying to build so we have, one, converted it to a SMART goal, and then we fleshed it out. We've dreamt about this house. So for us to be able to attain the dream of having the house ready, we'll need all these things. So we've divided it into phases. So you need to arrange this chronologically. So assuming we're ready to start building, what do we start with? From the list. Money. Okay, money. So you want money. Have you identified the parcel of land? Because you need to know how much it will cost. So, okay, so assuming it's not there. What do we start with, money or land? Money. Sawa. Na mnapenda pesa. Sawa. Aya, so we start with the money. Sindio? Okay. Land to know how much, but some of us, okay, fine. So we'll do money or the land. We can work on it concurrently, okay? So we can be looking for the money and also be looking for the land. So what else? What's the next step? What are we looking for after we've spot? Plan, architect. So we can do plans. Architect, yeah. What's the third? What's the third thing we're supposed to do? This will fall under this. So that's approvals from the list. What are we looking for? Contractor. So we look for a contractor. Electrician and all those service providers. After that, what are we looking for? Excavator. Okay. Yeah, sure. We get an excavator. Stroke materials and all those things, yeah? So we can go on with this list. Similarly to someone who's trying to go back to school. So you want to go back to school. Let's divide someone's goal who's going back to school. What do they need? They need money. What else? They need a school. They need a course. They need time. A laptop. Internet. So they need all those things, similar to how we need all these things to build our home. Most of the times, we'll not be able to achieve our goals because we look at it as a whole. How do you eat an elephant? Has anyone ever eaten an elephant? When I was in the Bundus, we used to, I'm kidding, but you can only eat an elephant a bite at a time. You cannot eat all this. You can't do everything at the same time. And that's the reason as to why we give up on our goals. We look at it, this alone. hii nyumba is enough to give you a running stomach, because by the time you're thinking of where you get the money, get the plans, get a contractor, an excavator, get the time, get the energy, you've already given up. So when we divide and conquer a goal, we're making the goal easier to work with, easier to work on. True or false? So when you know for a fact, I need money, and then I'll need a plan, and then I'll need a contractor. So when we list down what we need for our goal, it becomes easier to achieve it or work towards achieving it. Correct? Yes. So that's what we do first. We divide the goal and arrange it chronologically according to the urgency and according to what you feel is necessary for you first. So it makes it easier for you to start working on the goal. If you're unable to give this breakdown, talk to someone who has built a home. Like, you can find someone who's built, even in the audience. They could have a totally different observation about what you need. Atakuja kwambe, you don't even need the money first, or even the land. She could come up with something crazy like, you need time, because you need time to look for the money, you need time to go look for the land, you need time to even prepare yourself to build a home, correct? So if you're struggling with your own goal, please talk to someone who's had a similar experience. There are no goals that are done in your bedroom. It will hardly come to pass. Sawa? So we've learned how to divide and. So divide and. This is dividing, and this is how we conquer it. When we break it down into phases. Make sense? Yes. It does make sense. So after we've divided and conquered, we look at obstacles. How many of us have thought about the obstacles we may come across 2026 when we're trying to achieve our goals? So obstacles and resources. This is one thing we never look at. When I talk to my clients, sometimes atakwambia riswa, shindwe, that can never be me. Because they're thinking you're wishing bad things upon them, and it's a reality. We face challenges in life, true or false. As in, you try and, CG, today I'm working out, a headache. So as in, but as in, sometimes you want to do something, but it doesn't just come to fruition. So there are things that normally inhibit us. We have obstacles. And we have two categories of obstacles, external and internal. Let's mention some of the external obstacles. Sorry? Must go. I will give her a hand clap. No. Wait, I'm joking. So I'll say the economy. It's more, I have a need to maintain. What else? Weather, yes, that's a. Anything else? Hey, Bana, we're focusing on. Okay, so our system. The house. Sorry, I'm so sorry I lost you. We are talking about the house. The house. Obstacles, we're looking at what will make you not progress in continuing with the building of the house. Sorry, I got excited. So weather, system, approvals, money, yes. What else? Health. What else? So etc. There are so many external obstacles that will make us not achieve the building of our home. Even the time frame. You want to build your house in a span of 1 year. You've been looking for that land for the last 3 months. Bado upati yenye inafit your budget. That's an obstacle. So we're very quick to look at the external obstacles. Very easy, and we use them as a crutch to justify everything, why things are not working out. But the most important and the most painful obstacles we look at is internal obstacles. There are internal obstacles. Now let's forget the house for a minute. Let's talk about some of the internal obstacles we go through. Maybe I can start with mine. I used to be very insecure. Self-image, very low self-esteem. As in, I used to be that girl, look kwa corner. No, sir. Wait, darling, Jesus. I didn't notice you were there, sorry. That other corner. I always used to be the girl who was hiding. As in, you would never see me in the forefront. Reason being, when I was in primary school, I was bullied a lot. I was bullied a lot because I was overweight. So I was big, and my teacher equated any fat person to a dumb person. It was so bad, my friend, I remember when I was in grade 7, a friend of mine, her name was Modhoni. So Modhoni was an A student. Mi sipendi watu wa A, that's go bad, but I'm joking, I'm kidding. So Modhoni was an A student. This girl was sharp. And her dad met me with Modhoni, and I was always not even the B student or C student, an excellent student. So the dad met me with Modhoni one day. Tunatembea tunaongea mambo ya kusifu Yesu. And the dad says, "You'll make my daughter stupid." Do you know how long I carried those words? To my adulthood, to my motherhood, whereby I couldn't understand. It's the reason as to why I went back to school at 36. Because I felt dumb. I felt stupid. And that's an obstacle I never, ever wanted to face until I went for therapy. And when I was able to talk it out and give it a name, that's when I got to where I am right now. Okay? So obstacles are things we never want to talk about because we know them as shame. So let's just mention a few of the obstacles, and then Coach Ongoi will expound further on that. So some of the internal obstacles we've gone through. Fear. Anxiety. Imposter syndrome. Past traumas. Procrastination. So those are some of the internal obstacles we'll be looking at. Let's go back to this guy who was building a house. So the internal obstacles could be the same. Kwao, alikuwa anaishi kwa nyumba ya matope. Alafu, amepata pesa ya kujenga nyumba ya mawe. Uchawi ama si uchawi? The relars are thinking, this guy, he's selling drugs, he's into some fishy thing. It can never be this family where people are achieving these goals. So when that thing creeps in, believe you me, you won't be putting up that house. Sindio? So your fears, ile watasema nini? Yeah, so Coach Wangui will expound further on that. So we can go to the next point after we've talked about our obstacles. Resources. What resources do you think you have? So for example, you're trying to find that job. Or you're trying to start a business. What resources do we normally have? Who can think of anything? Your network. Social media. So we normally break down our resources into different categories. There's people. Who do you know? Who can you talk to that can help you achieve your goals? You don't have to start from scratch. And that's the thing about people who say, oh, you know the way we're being told, disappear for a month and become the same most dangerous person in the room. I did that and I waited in that room for 7 years. It didn't work. It did not work. So please, if there's a way you can actually upscale and grow faster, it's through networking, people resources. If you don't need to go back to class for 3 years because there's someone who can coach you through, why not? If you don't need to do anything, as in like we don't need to start from scratch. I'm researching, lazima niende nifanye hiyo course. Yet there's someone who's done everything. They're actually in the position that you're in. Aibu itutoke, twende tuulize maswali. Sindio? Yes, sawa. So those are some of the resources. What other resources do we have? Information. And that's when we're talking about social media. We're talking about books. Do you want to go back to class? What do you want to do? Okay, so we're good? Yeah. Does it make sense? Yes. Sawa. So after we've looked at our obstacles and resources, we start negotiating the goal. How many of us have ever negotiated a goal? And what do I mean by that? Like, I'm supposed to lose weight. No, I'm supposed to fast. Churches mingi zina fast sai, true? 21 day. We serve God. So you say, this year na fast. And then you negotiate your goal. You're like, maybe I can do it 2 days a week. Na hiyo 2 days a week, huko usiku sijui umejiamba sijui ni nini unakula. So we always negotiate. We need to learn how to negotiate our. What do we mean by negotiating our goals? Sometimes we're setting goals that are not realistic. Tunajaza tu karatasi ndio tuonekane sisi huota. We dream. And we dream big. And when you stand and start telling people about what you're going to accomplish, my friend, people have nothing on me. So how do we negotiate our goals? We count the cost. What will it cost you to build a home? What will it cost you to go back to school? What will it cost you to change jobs? What will it cost you to get married? And by then I need to highlight something about goal setting. We normally set goals sometimes because, based on circumstances we cannot control. I've had people come to me and tell me, I want to get married this year. No, true. How many of us want to settle this year? There are many. We are many. They are many. People want to settle down this year. But when you have no control over a goal, case in point, when you talk about you getting married, it takes two to tango. So you need to find the other person. So we live, and some of us are self-proclaimed introverts. We don't go out of the house, tunashindanga kwa bedroom, but kwa magoti, my friend, Father, bring that man. But you're nowhere to be seen. So some of those goals, the best you can do when setting such a goal is preparing yourself to be the perfect wife or the perfect husband, preparing yourself to be a spouse. If it's cooking, learn how to cook. If it's cleaning, learn how to clean dishes. If it's grooming, learn how to dress. Whatever it is, the most you can do is prepare yourself. Similarly to you looking for a career, I will be employed by May 2026. Wangapi wako kwa hiyo list? Hello. So we're setting goals on us attaining a job. Do we have any control on the kind of person who's going to give you work? Yeah, so there are so many factors to consider before you set a goal in regards to you even attaining a career, a different position in your career and whatnot. So the most you can do is just get prepared. Update your CV. Thank you. If you need to go for classes, whatever it is, okay? So when we're counting the cost, normally we look at time, money, and energy. There's a place you get to your goal, and when you start negotiating it, you find that it's not worth it. Assuming we're the ones building the house, this house will cost you about, say, 10 million on the lower side. No, gonna 500K. I'm a 50K. No, seriously, we dream big. You guys say I was to be a millionaire. So you're dreaming big. Then you realize the money you have is not enough, not even close. So you say, how can we attain financing here? What can we do to get the money? Yes, financing. Financing. What else? Savings. See what wanakuanga na savings? You can sell off a property. So when you look at that goal, you're looking at financing, you're looking at your savings, and you're looking at your assets that you can offset. Financing, you go to the bank, they tell you they need X amount of deposit. Uko nayo? Sometimes you don't have it. Savings, have you saved enough to come close to the 10 million you guys are wanting to build your house with? Probably not. Offset an asset. It's uko katikati ya Mogadishu. As in, by the time you get a buyer and your goal is to build a house by December, we're talking in 2030. Sindio? So we have to be realistic, even when we're counting the cost in terms of money. Going back to school, will it cost you money? Yeah. You decide you want to go to USIU or Strathmore. But how much do you earn for it to facilitate you going to that school? Sindio? Okay. Time. We are always available. True or false? You want to go to do the, yes, you want to. But then again, when we settle down on a goal that we're trying to achieve, you find that you don't have the time. Let's take an example of the same guy who's building a house. So he wants to be the one who oversees the construction. He's the one to pay the workers. He's the one to do everything. Yet, he has an 8 to 5. By the time anajenga Ruiru, na anafanya kazi sio Kimau. By the time he's beating that traffic, to be realistic, will he make it to Ruiru? So what alternatives does he have? He can either delegate, or he can decide, because I'm a perfectionist, there's no one who's going to build my house, so I'm just going to buy it and renovate. So when you're counting the cost, when you're negotiating your goal, sometimes you'll find that it changes. You'll end up changing your mind because you're not willing to give up some of the things. Like say, for example, someone, as I said, who's a perfectionist, who needs to oversee everything they do. Are they willing to sacrifice that, yet they don't have all this? So no. So what happens is the goal changes. Energy. What types of energy do we have? There's physical, where you feel your body, siwezi. Sina hiyo energy, physical energy. There's also mental energy. You're like, sina hiyo energy. You've ever had people, hiyo siwezi. So you also need to negotiate on your level of energy. If it's going to cost you your energy, is it worth it? But it could be worth it. Sometimes you're thinking, this is what I would really want to achieve. So I will put in my energy, I will put in my money, and I will put in my time. So when you're looking at your goal and negotiating and counting the cost for your goal, this is the place where you decide, yes, I'm proceeding or not, okay? If you feel that it's not worth it, then you go ahead and make the necessary adjustments. Now, the last point for goal setting process is taking action. So now we take action on our goals. This is creating a schedule. And as you prepare your schedule, it has timelines. So for our builder, he's supposed to start looking for money. How long? So assuming his goal was to build by December 2026. Sindio, siwe in Jan. If he's to start looking for money, how long will that take? Assuming he's looking through financing, kwa bank. Bankers, how long will it take for you to approve a loan? Anyone? 2 days? 2 days. If you have everything. So there's the option of 2 days, and if you don't have what it needs, you need to go looking for deposit and stuff like that. Worst case scenario, how long would that be taking you? 6 months to a, true. Assuming you're looking for 10 million and they want a deposit of maybe 50%, you need to look for 5 million. But it's also dependent on how much you're making, what you do, and all those factors. So we're working with the worst case scenario. He needs 6 months to find financing to pay the deposit for his loan. What was the next thing he was supposed to do? Scout for land, right? So he's looking for land. He works 8 to 5. Anatafuta shamba. How long do you think this will take him? How long do you think it will take him? He has a full-time job. He has a family. And he wants to look for land. And probably he works on a Saturday. How long? Another 6 weeks? 6 months? Let's work with the 6 months. Because the only time he probably has time is on a Sunday. Sindio? Or a Saturday afternoon when they are doing those trips to different parcels of land. So to say me, I need another 6 months. And his goal is to build a home by when? Is he realistic? No. So when you're looking at your goal, using the framework that we've just gone through, when you start putting timelines on every action you're supposed to be taking, this was land, looking for an architect, looking for all those people, all the resources you were looking for, and then you break it down with timelines, it will tell you whether your goal is realistic or, yeah, so if you're talking 1 year, it could be you need to make adjustments to 2 years, 3 years, or simply make an adjustment of completely changing your goal, looking at what works for you. So that is how we set goals and work towards achieving them. Make sense? It does? So I'm hoping that we have learned something that we can practically apply for ourselves as we set our goals for the year 2020. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.